Alright guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for today. This one is more of an update video to my last controller guide. This is basically an update on the refresher because there's some things have changed since that video that I want to get out to the controllers out there. Everything in that video is still going to be the basics, but now this is going to be the new controller meta. And we'll start up right from the ground up. So basically, as much as I don't want to say there's a right and a wrong way to control or to troll in DC, I'm a proponent that there is a right and a wrong way, and I'm always going to feel that way and defend my point. So if you want to give out the maximum power to your group, which is the point as a controller, to give power, the most power out as you can, this is the right way to do that. There's no better way. So we'll start off with the mods, because that has changed a slight since my last controller video. Replenishing adapter is always going to be your weapon. That didn't change. Now head mod, I'm using energizing P-Dart. That's going to differ between power sets. My thought rationale is here is because of some of the other mods I'll show you in a sec. I don't need the 5% return on supercharge from using battle drone, because it's pointless to me, because battle drone's cooldown is, well, it's a bit less with the artifact, but essentially I'm earning a supercharge without the 5% within the cooldown period, so there's no point. If we're using, say, like light or another controller power set, quantum, where the cooldown is 30 seconds instead of 60 seconds regularly. Right now it's gadgets and mental that have the 60-second one. So if you're using a 30-second one, yes, I would use the 5% then because you're earning more supercharge. But for gadgets and mental, you don't need that. I'm using energizing P-Dart just to get a little power back when I'm using that debuff. That's all. Neck mod obviously is replenishing procs. That doesn't change. Back mod, gadgets doesn't really have anything that's accelerated, so it's pointless. It's going to change if you're a different power set. Same thing with the leg mods. There's no gadgets leg mods that are beneficial. So that stays the same. And you'll notice in all the power, it's all VIT power mods. VIT power, VIT power, VIT power. Well, it doesn't really matter. Position power just because I'm using hybrid loadout. But all the mods are going to be VIT and power. Before my previous controller video, I said all power mods. Basically, once you get high enough skill points, I couldn't tell you exactly the skill points, but you know, once you're at a high enough skill points where you can max power out and have probably at least 100 or more into VIT as a secondary stat, think of it as like a diminishing rate of returns. So you don't need that much power anymore. It's more helpful to have VIT, but that diminishing rate of return doesn't really hit until you're at least over 36,000 power. So even that amount of power is still going to be difficult to get unless you're high skill points and having high power mods. So still, if you don't have, you know, even close to that power pool, you're still going to want to mod full power mods if you're, you know, either low skill points or low geared. Once you reach the higher evolution on gear and your higher skill points, then you can switch back into VIT power mods. But basically, for me, I've reached that rate of like diminishing returns where it's not as beneficial for me to have all power mods. Like I certainly could, but it's not going to help me as much. Artifacts, I have the controller artifact at 100. This is the one that is the new meta, basically the debuff meta. As you'll see, hitting an enemy with a controller debuff grants you and up to 7 group members power equal to, currently it's the 60% of your VIT, and precision equal to 1%, and stacks with each type of controller debuff used. Now there's been some huge misconceptions on the forums of what this does. I'm going to show exactly what it does here in a sec. But I just want to tell you that my second artifact is the Scrap of the Soul Cloak. That's at 120, the new artifact rank. Basically, that's your universal supercharge artifact. Increases your maximum supercharge by 24% and reduces your cooldowns by 20%. So really, that means battle drone now is like 48 second cooldown, something like that, from 60. And increase my supercharge generator. So obviously, this is what you're going to want as a DPS and a controller, nonetheless. You'll see that I don't have, I even forget what it's called, that original controller artifact that gives the group members health based on your VIT. Scrap that. That's a completely trash, garbage artifact for a controller. Scrap that into the power harness or the soul cloak. You're never going to need that other controller artifact again. That's just a waste of nth metal right now. But we'll get into what I mean by the power harness. So basically, we have the sparring target here. I'm going to throw a defense debuff and go into my current effects. The bonus right here. Oh, I should have showed that in a sec. But yeah, so basically 562 power for 12 seconds and 93 precision. So basically every debuff I stack up to 3 is going to give 562 power. So it's basically going to be over 1500 if I'm using the 3 buff rotation like I'll show you in a sec. It's going to give, you know, another almost 300 precision and over 1500 power to the group, addition to their power pool. But yeah, we'll jump back into my affinity mod bonuses. I'm using VIT in A and B. That's like I said before, where I've reached that diminishing rate of returns for power. So I'm going more VIT because that's going to give me more helpful in the end. Type C is debuff efficiency. That's incorporated. Debuff efficiency and this control artifact with the debuffs go hand in hand. That's the new meta. So basically what that debuff efficiency does, active while wearing 6 pieces of elite gear, increases your critical power magnitude by 2% for 15 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times for each debuff. The power strategist, you don't really need, you're going to see those numbers give me like, you know, 30 power, 20 power, 24 power. Like it's not scaling to content nowadays. It's not going to really help you. But those A, B, and C ones will 100%. So basically, let's just do 3 debuffs here. 1, 2, and 3. Go into our current effects. So you're going to see 1, 2, and 3 of the elite bonuses. So that's basically added together. It's like 6% critical power magnitude for myself for 15 seconds. And I'm giving 562, 562, and 562. So I'm giving all 6 of those bonuses basically just by keeping my 3 debuffs active for those 12 seconds. And now this is what the rotation is going to be. It's going to be Solar Flame Supercharged Generator, and then it's going to be Solar Flame Debuff, Solar Flame Debuff, and then it's going to be Recharge, or basically Solar Flame Recharge, and then it's going to be Supercharged Generator, Solar Flame Repeat. So basically it's going to look like this. So I'm going to apply the Supercharged Generator, then my first debuff, then my second debuff, and then I'm going to hold on 1 second there. Now that's up, and now I don't need to refresh those yet. So 1, 2, my Supercharged Generator. Now you're going to see the attack debuff just disappear. Now it's back up, and same with the healing. Now it's just disappeared. And then my Supercharged Generator. So basically this is the rotation you're going to use as a controller to maximize how much power you give out to the group with those new artifacts as well as the Elite Affinity C1. And you can see my power is maintained. Yes, it's dropping, but I've got many options available to me to keep my power pool back up. I've got supercharges that I'm going to earn every less than a minute, and I can use consistently. I've got sodas that I haven't even touched yet. I've got supply drops. So there's plenty of options that I can use to keep my power up. But yes, is this rotation, are you going to have to use sodas? Yes. So if you don't want to go through not even a stack of sodas, I'm not going to be using that many sodas, but be prepared to use them. But I don't feel like, you know, that should be an issue. And even then, at the point there, if I'm getting low from this rotation, you underestimate how fast you actually earn a supercharge. So right now I'm already at full. I can use my supercharge at any point and keep going into it. And by doing this rotation with the supercharge generator always have cooldown, you're actually going to earn a supercharge before it's even off cooldown. So I can perpetually keep using my supercharge each time I want to, and without running out of any power. See, the misconception for controllers post revamp is you still want to save supercharges for those, you know, oh shit moments, basically for the group where they're going to run out of power. That's not the case. You're earning so many supercharges so quickly because of the artifacts and your supercharge generator. Just keep using them. You get it, use it. Get it, use it. If you want to hang on to, like, instead of draining it down to 0, if you want to keep one in your back pocket just in case, but you don't need to, because once you earn that first supercharge in your raid, as long as you're actively in combat, you're going to earn a supercharge less than every 60 seconds. Between 45 and 60 seconds, you're going to earn a supercharge. It's just naturally. So what's the point of staying at full supercharge when after 2 minutes of combat, you're going to be, you know, a full supercharge? There's no point. Might as well just keep using it. the shield is always going to be helpful to your group, and you can easily maintain it. I'll add a little clip at the end of the video just to kind of show this rotation in action, so you can kind of see it, what it looks like in a raid. But if you have the skill points, you have the gear, you have everything, this is the new controller meta. This is the most power that you can give out to a group using said rotation, as long mixing in your trinkets and everything as well. Take care, guys. Any questions below, put them in the comments.